Good morning, almost afternoon. It's 11:15 here in the Pacific Northwest. This is Sue from Snake River Stamping. Welcome to my stamp room today. Really happy that you're here. I'm going to be sharing my card kits that I'm sending out for orders made this month through my shopping website, which is linked below. And I have a few announcements before we get started with our cards today. We are having a paper sale starting tomorrow, August 4th. Stampin' Up! Is having a paper sale. Now, it's not on everything. It's on select designer series papers and cardstock. Do I know which ones? I don't know which ones. I'm waiting just like everybody else to see which ones are going to go on sale, but it's going to be 15% off from August 4th through August 31st, so through the end of the month. Some things, especially designer series paper, I imagine the more popular ones will sell out more quickly. Cardstock, maybe not as much, of a problem, but certainly designer series paper will some of that will be selling out quickly. Also, I'm going to point my camera down to share with you the product of the month for August. For a $75 order, we have a product of the month that you can purchase for only $5. And of course, it's worth more than $5. This month, it's a whole package of 12 by 12 specialty designer series paper. It's called Glow of Harvest. And I know it's really hard to see. It's got little pumpkins on it and harvest things all over it. It's really, really cute. So this starts tomorrow, August 4th, with your paid $75 order. That's before tax, before shipping, before rewards or coupons or whatever you might use. It's a $75 order for the product of the month that we're doing. I mailed catalogs last week. I had Stampin' Up! Mail them. I go through and they do it for me. It's actually a lot cheaper for me to do it through Stampin' Up! So if you've been one of my customers or you requested a catalog, those have been ordered and you will be receiving them in August, and they go live in September, at the beginning of September, for the September through December. And there's a lot of fall and a lot of Christmas things in those catalogs. Another thing that we're doing, and I was gonna try and pull one, and I don't have. This is from July of last year. The rest of them are in the box. But Paper Pumpkin, they're doing a special on Paper Pumpkin. Now I know that it's a little costly to invest in all the things to make cards, but this is one really economical way to make cards if you would like to try it, because in a Paper Pumpkin box you get a set of stamps, you get an ink spot, you get, if you need dimensionals, they give you dimensionals. If you need tear and tape, they give you tear and tape. They give you directions, and they give you all the card stock and everything that you need to make the cards, as well as any punch outs or anything else that you might need to do that. And if you have never subscribed to Paper Pumpkin before, it's 25% off. No, I think, yeah, 25% off your first month of Paper Pumpkin. So like I said, this is from last year, and my granddaughter made some of these, so some of them are falling out here with the little strawberries and things. But all of the stuff that you would normally stamp are already stamped for you, and they're punch outs. They're really easy, and to make these cards. And like I said, you get absolutely everything you need to make the cards. You get the card bases, You get cardstock if you need that. You get envelopes. You get all the sticky stuff. You get ink spots. You get the stamps. On this one, it had "Hello friend, life is sweet with you. You're the best. Lots of love, thank you." And then some images on these stamps. So these are really fun to do. And they always have directions. And if you are the kind of person that would like to watch somebody make one, they always have a QR code that you can use with your camera on your phone. And you just click the, take a picture of this QR code and follow the link, and somebody will demonstrate how to make the cards, and you can see an actual demonstration of that. So that is Paper Pumpkin offer that they have going on right now. Okay, so product of the month, paper sale starting tomorrow, all of those things. We're going to get started today with making the card kits that I'm sending out for a $50 order in my online store. You will get 4 cards, and 2 of them will be, let me move this, like this one. And I have different colors. I'm using new paper. This Gingham paper is called 2026 to 2028 in color Gingham Gallery, and they have all the new colors in here. They have the Hydranga Hue. This is Golden Glow. They have the blush color. They have crisp Cantaloupe, all the colors, and it just kind of depends what color. If I run out of stuff, I'm going to try to focus more on the darker colors. I did make this card using the blush, the pink blush, which is really pretty. It's not a fall color, but it turned out really good, I thought, with this card. It all looks good. So this one I did in the Golden Glow, and I really liked that one. And so this is the one we're going to make today, but we're going to do it in crisp Cantaloupe. So for your orders, you get the card kits, the 4 card kits for free. I send you all the stuff. I punch everything out. In this particular card kit, the leaves, they come with a punch, and I have that. So I'll punch your leaves out. The only thing I can't do is stamp for you. You have to have your own inks and your own paper to do some stamping. Okay. So here's crisp Cantaloupe. Yep. What I discovered with our newest colors, our end colors, is I thought the stamp pads were a bit dry when I was stamping with them. So what I did is I ordered all the re-inkers, and I just re-inked all my stamps, my new ones, and they work just great right now. They work great. So that's for a $50 order. You get that. If you do a $75 order, you automatically qualify to order for $5 this beautiful Glow of Harvest paper. Okay. And you will qualify also. I'll send you, this isn't a brand new set, but I've ordered new ones. A new set of the in color dots that go with all the in color paper that I'm sending you. So you would also get a brand new package of in color dots for a $75 order. So you could order the new Designer Series paper, the product of the month, and you'll get this for free from me too. Alrighty. So we're going to do crisp cantaloupe today, and we're going to make this card right here. And I'm going to set this up here so I can see what I'm doing. And hopefully I've got everything in my little envelope. Yep, I think so. You'll get the bow, you'll get a little tag to stamp on if you want to stamp on that. I will do embossing for you also. I can do that. So we will start out with a card base, a white card base. And the card base, and these sizes, measurements are all linked below my video if you're watching YouTube, and they're linked above me if you're watching Facebook, okay? All the measurements, all the supplies I used are linked. So the card base is 8.5 by 5.5, typical card base, A2 card base, scored at 4 1/4. And you're going to be opening this the landscape way, okay? So that's your card base. And then your first layer, there's a few layers on here. The first layer, it will be the whatever color I send you, whether it's Golden Glow, Crisp Cantaloupe, whatever. And there's two sides, of course, to this designer series paper. There's a large gingham, and then there's a smaller gingham. So it's up to you what you use. And you'll notice here that I put the large gingham in the back, and then I cut the leaves out of the smaller gingham, and I did those at a diagonal, just to make them stand out a little bit. I thought that looked pretty good. So we're just going to put down a layer. Layer number 1 is going to be this gingham. Then layer number 2 is going to be some crisp cantaloupe. It's going to be 4.5 by 2 3/4. So that one is going to go right here on top. Now you might be a glue girl. I'm mostly a glue girl, but not entirely. Sometimes I use the Stampin' Seal or Stampin' Seal Plus. It just kind of depends what I'm doing and what I want to do. So I'm just going to center this as best I can because, you know, what's nice is the gingham gives me some straight lines to work with. So that's kind of nice. The next layer is basic white, and it's 4 1/4 by 2 1/2, and it is embossed. And I embossed this with an older embossing folder from last year. I think it was called Falling Leaves. And I don't know if you can see the leaves on here, maybe if I turn it just right. Anyway, there's leaves on here that kind of go with this one and that one. And when you attach an emboss layer, I definitely recommend glue or dimensionals. The Stampin' Seal will work, but it doesn't always hold as well. So I usually use glue or I use dimensionals, and I center that on there. And then I'm going to put this one on here, and you can attach it with dimensionals or you can glue it, whatever you like. I'm going to be putting some dimensionals on the leaves, on at least one of the leaves. So I think I'm just going to glue it on. And remember, this is all free for your order of $50 or more in my online store. You'll get all of this stuff cut and embossed and ready to put together. Then I cut some leaves, and I embossed the crisp cantaloupe leaf that's going to go in the middle. Now on this one, since I have the set, I should show you that, shouldn't I? This is from Simply Leaves, okay? And they have all these leaves, and they have different ones that you can stamp. You can make polka dots, you can make veins, you can do all sorts of things with your leaves. But if you don't have that, you can either draw some veins if you'd like, or I can emboss your leaf that will go in the middle. And then I cut 2 gingham leaves. I cut 2 of those that are going to go on the edges. And like I said, I cut those at an angle. I just took the paper. I was wondering if I had some paper out here. Probably no, but there's some. I took the paper and I turned it so it would be diagonally. And I wanted it to be the other side, so it's a smaller gingham. And you place these in your punch. This one's kind of, it's not going in just right because I've already cut it. That one goes in pretty good. You just put it in. You put it in at an angle. You can see I didn't square it up. I put it in at an angle, and I cut my 2 leaves that way. And I thought that looked pretty nice. So I'm just going to glue those 2 down, and I'm going to pop up that middle one. And like I said, these will all be cut for you. And it's just a matter of putting them together. And then this middle one, I am going to pop up. And this is the one that I embossed. And I used the same embossing folder with the falling leaves to have some continuity with this one. Press those down. And I start my pile of little backings that are all over my house, all over. I know you probably have them all over your house too. And I just put that one down too. Then I used Stylish Shapes. Yeah, I used Stylish Shapes, and I cut a little tag here that you'll need to stamp. And you can use this if you have this set. You can use a stamp out of this set, or you can use a stamp out of any other set that you might have. You might have some nice fall stamps from last year, and you might want to use those. So this is going to go a little bit on the leaf up here that's already popped up. So I'm just going to put one dimensional here and a little bit of glue on the other end because I want them to be even. I want them to be flat. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue over here. And glue that down. Okay. And I thought I had a nice inside cut. I even when I have a white inside, I usually cut, and I'll cut for you, an inside to go in here. And what I did is I tell you, I forgot everything. Not everything, but I forgot a few things. We'll just grab some paper. Crisp cantaloupe. This is this. Great. Okay, we'll just cut this real quick because I made this one is 4 by 5 1/4. Fit on the inside. And then I took a piece of white and I make it a little bit smaller. So I go 3 3/4 by 5. So 5 by 3 3/4. And I'm going to layer this on the inside, like I did on this one. Okay, so I'm going to be stamping on this, and then I will layer on that. And I used a stamp out of this set, and you could use whatever you want, of course. I used this little one, this little gingham stamp, and I used the color that matched it with crisp cantaloupe. I just put my little I usually use my Stampin' Pierce mat to get a better stamp. And like I said, with these are not felt pads like our other ones, and so sometimes you have to look really closely and do a little roundabout, little tap 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 to get these, to make sure you have ink on all of it. Okay, so I add that, and I added I think I added thanks on this one, and that from this set. And you could add, you know, absolutely whatever you have in your sets, whatever you have available. But I did add a thanks because on the front I have, I'm grateful for your kindness. There we go. And you can make these look however, you know, be whatever fashion that you want. Oh, I got a little blurb on there, probably on my finger. And then I just add this as a on my crisp cantaloupe. And I want to have this little, I don't know if you can see, I have a little smudge there. I always get a smudge. And I'm gonna just put another, cover it up. I'm gonna cover it up, and I'm gonna have 2 on here. And that goes inside on my card. So you will get 2 of this design, and they may be the same color, they may not be the same color, they might be different colors. Just depends on what I have and how many orders I get. I do have a couple packages of everything, so I think I'm pretty well set. And I saw this card on Pinterest, and I think it was Mary Fish that did this card. I changed it up a little bit, but yeah, I think it was Mary that did this, and she has a wonderful website, and she does really great designs. And then if you have your $75 order, you will have these beautiful gems that you might want to put on the front of your card. Let's see, we'll put one crisp cantaloupe there. We'll put one, I think right there. And we'll put one over here. Okay. So we'll add the gems because hopefully you're doing a $75 order, so you get a whole package of these also to add to your card. So that is the first card kit. You'll get 2 of these to make 2 of these cards. Okay. And I think they turned out really cute. Alrighty. So let's see what I forgot. Oh, bow. Nope. Bow goes on this one or the other one. I think it might go on the other one. My sample. I think it might go on the other one. Yeah. So the other one looks like it's going to look a little bit like this. Okay. And I decided last night when I was looking at this that I was going to add a 3rd leaf out of vellum, and I just used a piece of vellum I had already cut or already embossed, and I cut the leaf out of the embossed vellum, and we'll see how that looks with this card today. So this is out of the Peaceful Pine, and this used a different new in color set of papers, and this one is called 2026-2028 in color painted patterns, and they look like this. Okay, so they have dots and stripes on this one. Also very pretty, using our new in colors. And that's what I'm kind of trying to focus on is for this month, is using this set, Simply Leaves, and using our in colors that we have available. So this has several layers too to doing this one. And I also am featuring the, and I know I sent these out as prizes a few months ago, Greetings for All Mix and Match ephemera pack. And if you have that, this ephemera pack, it's really great. I picked out small ones to go on here, and they ended up looking really, really good. Let me put that closer so you can see it. I picked Sending Hugs on that one, and it was already, they're all pre-printed. You just have to punch them out. This is a great set. This set is linked. It's available still. They had it last year, and they still have it this year. and it's a great set. Great set. Okay, so we will put this one up here so I can see it again, and I'll use that in a moment. But these are all our pieces and parts. Again, these measurements, you can write them down as we go, or remember, I have them linked below my video or above my video. So our card base, and I happen to use Hydranga Hue. I use Peaceful Pine on the other one. This is a Hydranga Hue one. It's 4 1/4 by 11, so it's one that opens this way. Okay. The inside is 4 by 5 1/4, and sometimes it's nice to go ahead and stamp your insides and get that done before you ever start on the outside, which I think we will go ahead and do. And I'm going to go ahead and put my leaf again, and I can't remember which sentiment I picked for this one. So sometimes you can go off the page a little bit, and then I'm going to make that one a little lighter, a lot lighter actually. Yeah, I'm going to put 2, but I'm going to make it I'm going to stamp off and make it a lot lighter. Now you could go all the way up and do a border, or all the way across and do a border with this stamp. That would look really cute, I think, really cute with that. Okay. And since this is colored cardstock, it naturally has a border on it, so I don't need to put a border. And I am going to use Stampin' Seal on this one. And just put that in. Okay. So this is a top fold, or a tent fold, I guess. Oh my gosh, I got ink on that. Okay. I might have to cut another one because I don't like that at all. I do have another piece of it. So I don't know what I did, but I got ink smudge up there on this one. Anyway, this is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4, and with the stripes. So, but that's not the first one. The first layer, there's a lot of layers. Layer number 1 is basic white, 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, so that is our first layer. And that glue was just about done, so we're gonna just open another one and make this a little easier. So that's that one, and then there's this one that has the squiggle on it. It's 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. I'm gonna cut another one because I don't like that squiggle wrecking my card. I don't even know how I got that on there. So 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. And this is the regular stripe, and on the other side it has painterly stripes, which we're also going to use. So I just cut a new piece of that does not have the ink on it, and it makes me much happier. So I'm just going to set this to the side a bit. I'm just going to add this. This is layer number 1 and layer number 2. Okay. Layer number 1, 2. This is layer number 3. I have layer number 4 written on it. I think I did this right. This is layer 3. And this is layer 4. Okay. I believe it's right on the bottom. This, we're going back to white. Oh no, I know what it is. I know what I did wrong. This is layer number 4 because this is layer number 3. And this is the Hydranga Hue, and it goes across. Yes, I remember now. I made these last week, and apparently I can't remember from a week ago what I did. Oh well, you guys know how that is, right? Okay, so we lay this down. And then this is embossed, okay? This is embossed. This 4 1/4 by 1 3/4. And I use on this one, I used Gathering Leaves, which was also from last year in the fall. I was looking for stuff with leaves on them. So I'm going to put this about in the middle, okay? And this is the next layer. I did have my layers written correctly. I just forgot about this one. And this should fit right across evenly. And when you look on this side, if it doesn't fit evenly, you can trim it off. Okay? But that does fit evenly. Okay. All right. So then, that's layer number 3. This is layer number 4. And this is layer number 5. Okay. So layer number 4 is 2 3/4 by 4. This is basic white. And layer number 5 is 2 1/2 by 3 3/4. Again, all of these are written below. And I have the big dots on this side and the little dots on this side. But I'm going to use the big dots later. So I want the little dots on my side. Now you can decide to change it up and do it the other way around, because this will be your card kit. You can do whatever you want with it. And I just put this right there. And I did pop that up. And I'm going to put some dimensionals on here. Maybe 2 dimensionals in the middle. Okay, whatever. I do much better with tweezers than I do with my fingers. Okay, and that goes here. Okay, so then I have cut some leaves. And I used the big dots. Remember, the little dots were on the other side. So I used the big dots. So that's 1. and I used the straight even stripes on that side. That's back here, so I turned it over. These are the painterly stripes that are kind of uneven, and I did that one. And then there it is. Then I cut a leaf out of the vellum that's embossed. So I'll include that, and if you like it, you can put it in between here, kind of in the back, because vellum is hard to glue down and not see it. I think I'm going to put it on. I'm just going to put some glue down here at the bottom, and that would show through, but I'm going to have those other leaves on top of it. That's not too bad. Kind of, yeah. And I'll put some, pop these up. And they can go off the side here as long as they stay within the confines of the outside of the card. I'll just put those on. Okay, turn that a little bit. I want to cover that up. I'm going to use a bow on there. So you will also receive a white bow like this to put at the bottom, and usually a glue dot. A glue dot would work really well. And why don't I have a glue dot? I had to clean this whole room the other day and move everything and then move it back. And everything doesn't always get back where it belongs. So a glue dot would work better, but I do not see my glue dots. So I'm going to take a tiny dimensional, press it on the back, and put that down like so. And then I grabbed my Greetings for All, and I don't want a really big sentiment down here because it probably wouldn't look that great, but I'm going to use a smaller sentiment. So I'm going to put, this is popped up, so I'm going to put tiny glue dot or small dimensionals at the bottom and glue it at the top. So I'm just going to grab a couple small ones for the bottom, and I'm going to put a little glue, or you could use Stampin' Seal. And it works better if you take off the backings because they always stick better that way. So Best is going to be glued on, but the bottom of Wishes has those small dimensionals on them like that. Okay, and then we can go back because we have these beautiful dots, and we can get a couple of Hydranga Hue ones and put them up here. And down here. so then we have our little Hydrangea Hue. Pearls would also look really good because white looks good on this. White is the other major color on this. And then we open our card, and you could stamp a greeting if you want to. I have a happy birthday if you wanted to do that, because I have best wishes. In fact, I'm going to take a chance here, and hopefully I'm going to stamp well. Move a few things. I don't know. Do you guys do this? You get going on a card, and all of a sudden your desk looks like a bomb exploded on it. Oh, I was going to show you. I also cut this one out of vellum, and I colored the back of it with Hydranga Hue alcohol marker, and so I turned it blue. So if you wanted to have a blue one back here, that would look kind of pretty too. Or you could have the clear one, the clear white one. Okay. So best wishes kind of lends itself to a nice happy birthday. So I'll bring this back in. And I'll get rid of some of my stickies and some of my other detritus that I have floating around here. And of course, stamping after I've glued something in is always a little bit iffy. But I can put my happy birthday down here, wherever you want. There we go. And this happy birthday came out of an older set I had, because it was the right size, what I was looking for. It came out of the Lovliest tree. And I used this happy birthday. And then there was some leaves in there too that I could have used to switch it up if I wanted different leaves or part of a tree or anything. So this was cute. I liked it. And so that is our second card. So you will get 2 of these, and I'll cut these vellums, and if you want to use them, fine. If you don't want to use them, fine. It's up to you. So it can be 2 or 3. Now, I thought on the green, the gold bow looked better. Okay. And on the Hydrangea Hue and the white, even though there's white on here, I thought the white bow looked better. So I'll try to match your bows up. And if you have these ephemeras, you can use those, or you can stamp greetings yourself and cut them out and put them on there, and whatever you would like on the inside. Okay, so you get 2 of those. So that is your card kit for August. So you get 2 of these, and you'll get 2 of these, all of them featuring the new ink colors, as well as simply leaves. Okay, this is a wonderful set. I do like the punch. You can when you buy a bundle, this is a bundle with the stamps and the punch. You always save 10%, and of course you save anything over $20 when you place your order. You get a 10% savings on top of that. And if you order $75, you can order the product of the month for only $5. You know, so there's all sorts of free things or lower cost things. And don't forget about Paper Pumpkin for this month, or for, I don't know how long they're going to do this, but they're doing it right now. If you've never done Paper Pumpkin before, now if you've done Paper Pumpkin before, I'm afraid you can't take advantage of that. But if you've never done Paper Pumpkin and you'd like to give it a try, your first month is 25% off, and you can see how you like it and whether you want to keep a subscription. You can pause subscriptions to Paper Pumpkin. You can cancel them. You can do whatever you want with your subscriptions. It's very, very flexible. Okay, So those are our card kits for this month, and I hope that you find something that you would like to order and that you pick me as your demonstrator. I really appreciate that. If you wouldn't mind liking this video, that really helps my algorithm. And if you would share it, that helps me too. And I really appreciate that. And let me turn it up. Press the right button. There we go. There we go. Okay. So that's for this month. And in September, that remains to be seen because I'll be in Seattle starting in September, October, November. And I don't know what to tell you about what I'm going to be doing or not doing there. I am taking some of a bin of card making supplies because I know that just to amuse myself, I have to be able to make some cards. And filming, I can't possibly take all the stuff I have here, the lights, the cameras, the microphones and stuff, but I will have my phone and I can videotape on my phone because I used to do that. We'll just see how it goes, and no promises. You know, this is the last month I'm promising something for a while, but so I hope that you take advantage of this and get your card kits and maybe do your $75 order and get your gems. That would be fun, and your product of the month and the other things that are available to you. So thank you for watching today. I enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, my number, my contact information is linked, and you can contact me anytime. It was a pleasure talking to you today and working and crafting with you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.